everyone, we are back to doing our normal episodes. And 2 weeks ago, I did the first movie shelf tour, where I discussed, my movies, my DVDs, my Blu-rays, that kind of thing. This is part 2, and we're going to continue and talk about my VHS tapes. So, let's get started. Alright, let's back up a little bit. Alright, it is a bit odd that I do have tapes nowadays. Because, everything's, you can stream almost everything nowadays. But, as I said with my movie video, I like to have physical copies of things just because if the power goes, not power, but if the internet goes out, I can still watch a movie. That's really about it. Plus, I just like the novelty of, actually having something. It's pretty cool. But, this video is going to be laid out the exact same way as the movie video and the comic book video. I'm going to show you guys each section and talk about a selective few. So we got quite a bit to go through, so let's get started. Okay, so starting off with the first section, I have Bruce Lee movies. I'm a fan of Bruce Lee. Here's something that I found, which is really cool. So right here with the VHS copy, it says Path of the Dragon. Now, this was the original title, but whenever they came over here to America, they were changed to Game of Death. And also with this one called Return of the Dragon, this one's the one with Chuck Norris. Whenever it came over here, it was called Way of the Dragon. So I don't know why they changed the titles. I do know that if you guys watch Cinemassacre, or he's probably most famous as the Angry Video Game Nerd, he does a whole episode on title changes. And he actually talks about the Bruce Lee movies. Because, the original was Return of the Dragon, and they came over here to be Way of the Dragon. I don't know why they did that, except to make things more confusing. But, yeah. Alright, so next on this list, we're talking about Red Dawn. I have a lot of great memories with this movie, just because me and my dad would watch it all the time. It was always either this or Starship Troopers, and I just have great memories of it. This is a really fun movie for me to watch. It's a great movie. It's a funny movie at sometimes, but there's really, I don't know what else to talk about with this movie. It's just so, you gotta watch it. You definitely gotta watch it to understand. But there's a scene that I always think about with this movie, and it's the part where they killed their very first deer, and the guy that killed the deer, he's never hunted before, so they make him drink the blood of the deer, because they say if you kill your first deer, then you gotta drink its blood, which I always thought was very weird. And I'm like, vampire! But, yeah. I've always thought this movie was pretty good. And, God, what can I talk about? Basically what this movie is I think it's the Cubans. Yeah, it's what if the Cubans actually, tried to invade America, or something like that. And it's very gruesome and sad at points, because their whole family and town gets wiped out, and it's a survival movie. And I don't know, it's a good movie is what I'm trying to say. So definitely, if you guys get the chance, watch Red Dawn. It's a great, fun action movie. It's got Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing, so, yeah. Alright, and for the final part with my section number 1 is Cruel Intentions. I've never heard of this movie until I got my, all these VHS tapes. And I looked at the cover and I was like, okay, this looks like maybe it's a horror movie. Maybe there's a love triangle, and it turns into this cool thriller, maybe even the slasher type horror style. But no, not at all. It's more like a mature version of 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah, I think that might be the best way to put it. It's like a more mature version of 10 Things I Hate About You. It's got some pretty weird topics that I'm not going to discuss just because it's interesting. But there's the cover if you guys want to take a gander at it. Gander. You gandered at her. Sorry, that's a Sweeney Todd reference. Yeah, but I watched this one night. I was like, I feel like watching a tape because I just got my collection. I was just going through them, and I saw this cover. And I was like, okay, the back was red, so I thought maybe blood red or something. But I watched it, expecting a thriller horror movie, and I got a mature version of 10 Things I Hate About You. And I really love this movie. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times now, and I really love this movie. It's really good. It's like actually shocking to me how good it was. But I genuinely love this movie. It's great. If you guys ever get the chance to watch this, sit down, put your phone away, because I know people at home, if they're watching a movie, they get like 10 minutes into the movie, and they're like, gotta get my phone. Gotta check my phone. What's going on the social media? Now put the phone away and watch a movie. Definitely this one. This one's great. You gotta pay attention because at the end it shows a lot of stuff that you're like, oh, I get it now. But yeah, definitely watch this if you guys get the chance. It is amazing. That's really all I gotta say. It's just on to the second part. Okay, so to start off with section number 2, I got some of my favorite things. I love Scooby-Doo. Okay, I love Scooby-Doo. What can I say? I love Scooby. I love Shaggy. Other ones, meh. I'm here for Scooby and Shaggy, of course. But yeah, here's what is it? Spookiest Tales, and then this one is the Loch Ness Monster. Woo! But yeah, this one is just one feature-length movie. And actually, yeah, feature-length movie. I was correct. And this one is a bunch of like mini episodes put into one tape, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's all I gotta really talk about with Scooby-Doo. Next, I have one of my favorite horror movies. I love it. I'm glad I have it on tape, just because it's so cool to watch on tape. We got Scream. I actually watched this not too long ago on VHS. I think I might have done a short about it where I show it. I think so. I don't really know. But such a great movie. It's really cool to watch it on tape because, tapes have like that kind of like grainy filter to them, and they have just this look to them that's really nostalgic. I don't know why it'd be nostalgic to me. I wasn't around during that. That's okay. But it's got that like vintage style vibe to them, and watching Scream or like any horror movie, and like just even like any classic movies on this, it's really a very, very cool experience, and I love it. It's great. Yeah. Alright, so next is a movie with my favorite actor of all time. I talked about it in my movie video. This is A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. This was actually Heath Ledger's very first starring role, because he started off with 10 Things I Hate About You, and then he went on to do The Patriot with Mel Gibson, and then this was his very first starring role as an actor. And it's such a great comedy, romantical movie. It's got that comedy, it's got the romance, it's got the drama, it's got Heath. What else can I say? It's got Heath Ledger, my favorite actor of all time. Rest in peace, man. I would love to see what he would be doing nowadays, because like he had with his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, I feel like that would have been like a huge breaking point, like a huge breakout role. Even though like he already had great movies before then, like 10 Things I Hate About You, Knight's Tale, Lords of Dogtown, Brokeback Mountain. But still, I feel like after the Joker, he would have went on to become such a huge, huge star. Not that he wasn't, but I feel like he would have got like a lot more fame and popularity, and he would just grown hugely. And I would love to see what would happen, but sadly, yeah. But rest in peace, Heath. Thank you for all the great memories. I love your movies, and yeah. All right, to lighten the mood, here's X-Men. I gotta lighten things up. We had a kind of sad video last week. Time to lighten the mood. Here's X-Men. This was actually a birthday present from my great friend Bryce. Bryce, if you are watching this, thank you so much. X-Men is like my favorite thing ever. It's like horror movies and X-Men, because X-Men has it's got Wolverine, it's got Gambit, it's got Nightcrawler. Deadpool is technically in that universe. So like X-Men is like, it's like my favorite thing. It's like horror movies and X-Men. Boom. So to have this on tape, it's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Bryce, for this. I love it a lot. Thank you so much. Alright, and now for a little bonus one. This is more of an inside joke between me and my good friend Colton. So Colton, if you're watching this, we got some Steven Seagal movies. You know what's going on. Run the move. Little side note as well. Colton, I found two more. Steven Seagal. Alright, so this one's on here just because of the casing. This is my only like shell case tape. As you can see, it opens. I don't think this is a chance to win a holiday sweepstake in Hawaii. I don't think this is still available. So yeah, but yeah, there's it is. You open it up, and the tape set's right there. Kind of cool. The only thing I don't like about it is it takes up a lot of space. Like, look at that. There's Predator. Boom. Look how much. It's just a lot of extra, space it takes up. But I guess it's cool or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so this is another one of the very first movies I watched on tape. So, with Cruel Intentions earlier, I had a double movie night. Just because I couldn't sleep that night, so I stayed up and watched movies. I watched Cruel Intentions, and then directly after that, I watched Soul Survivors. Now this one is a horror movie, and it's very psychological. I thought it was a vampire movie, I'll be honest. Whenever I looked at the cover, I saw like the eyes piercing up there. I thought it was going to be like a vampire movie. Then I saw the back, and I thought maybe a zombie movie. And I'll be honest, I don't know what it is. It's a very weird psychological. I don't know. Watching it, like throughout watching the movie, I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense, but it's really cool, and I kind of get it. And during the movie, I thought I was piecing together the pieces. I thought I was putting together like the puzzle piece. I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then the ending happened, and it flipped everything like on its head. I was so confused. I remember I sat there, and the movie ended. My screen turned blue. You know how it does with tapes and like that old style. It'd go like blue, and then it started like going like it just sat there with the blue screen, and I was just dumbfounded. I was like, so, the ending was so confusing. But I'm not trying to make it sound like it was a bad confusing. It was a great confusing. I loved it. Because I love psychological, confusing movies. Like, I love that type of stuff. And I was just like, okay, that's interesting. I like it. I love it. But it's a very good movie. I watched it like 2 times now. And I'm still a bit confused with some stuff. But it's a very good movie. Definitely check it out if you guys get the chance to. It's a really cool psychological thriller, maybe? Drama. It's a cool movie, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so this next movie is one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. Actually, I think it's the only Jim Carrey movie I have on tape, but it is Liar Liar. I love this movie a lot. It's very funny. I love the scene where he's like, the pen is blue. He's got like blue ink all over his face. It's a bit creepy in a way. You're like, okay, he's losing it. He's losing it. But it gets very emotional near the end of it because Jim Carrey, he's the father of this, I think it's Max. Yeah, Max. His kid's Max in the movie, and his wife in the movie, they're getting a divorce, and Max is getting a new dad, and the dad's not a cool dad. The dad's trying to be cool, but he's not. He's not funny at all. He's not Jim Carrey. And it's very emotional because Jim Carrey doesn't want to lose his kid in the movie. He's like, I want to be a good father. And he's trying so hard to be a good father, but every opportunity he gets just like gets something interferes, like either work takes over or business or something happens. And near the end, it's very, he's fighting so hard to become a dad. And I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I just think it's a very emotional movie at some points just because like you can feel the struggle of Jim Carrey's character. Because he's trying so hard, but he keeps failing over and over until the very end he finally overcomes all the odds. And it's really cool. Also, there's an Easter egg in the movie where whenever Jim Carrey is after he like falls off the airplane or something like that, or no, he's distracting the airplane and he crashes, and like he ends up in like a tote full of luggage. In the background, you can see his character from SNL. I think it was SNL called Fire Marshal Jim or something like that. Fire Marshal Bob. I'll put it right here because I probably said it wrong. But you can see him in the background. So like Jim Carrey's character had a cameo, which I thought was pretty cool. Moving on. Alright, and for the last movie to finish off this list is Bloodsport. This is one I love, like martial arts movies. Good martial arts movies, like, obviously Bruce Lee and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Bloodsport is probably my favorite because it's like real life Mortal Kombat in a way. Actually, I think Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat was based off Jean-Claude Van Damme's character, which is Frank Dukes. This is a true story, by the way. This actually happened. You can Google it. You can search up like the real Bloodsport and type up Frank Dukes. He was a Kumite champion for a very long time. Kumite is like the martial arts that they do. It's like an underground fighting thing. And it gets pretty brutal in this movie. It gets brutal. It's a really cool movie. I remember I was very little. I tried doing the splits right there. And because what he does is he sets up, there's a scene where he's in a room and he sets up two chairs and he does a split in between the chairs. And I tried doing that whenever I was little because I was like, oh, I want to be like Frank Dukes and Jean-Claude Van Damme. I want to be a cool martial arts guy. So I tried it. And we almost split Main Street right up half. Like it wasn't a good experience. It wasn't a good time. It wasn't good. I'll leave it to your imagination of what happened. Two chairs, my legs, it right up Main Street. It split it in half like Grand Canyon. Oh God, it was a rough time. Okay, those were the dark ages. But it's still a great movie. Still a great movie. I'm not going to try to do the splits again from the movie just because. Yeah, but still, it's a great movie. If you are into like martial arts movies or if you're into fighting movies, I know a lot of people's into like anime nowadays with like all the fighting scenes from anime. If you are into that, you might like this movie. So check it out. It's really cool. Yeah, it's a really great movie. I love it. Probably my favorite fighting movie. It's like real life Mortal Kombat. That's the final note. That's how I'll end it. Yeah. Alright everyone, so that is my official complete movie collection. I went through the movie shelf. I just did the VHS tapes. That's all I got. That is all I got. I'm out. I don't have any more movies. That's all I got. But thank you guys for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you all for supporting this channel. And thank you all for supporting me. This truly means a lot. And you know, I just want to say thank you all because you guys mean so much to me. Not trying to get sobby and sweet, but I'm just being serious. Like, you guys mean a lot to me, so thank you all for your support and tuning in every week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. That's whenever my videos are uploaded. Unless something drastic happens, but I try to put a video out every week. So far I've been very successful at that. But thank you all for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, share it to your friends. As of right now, the time of this recording, it is 5:35, as we can check right there, but focus is in. It is March 1st. Tonight we have the WWE Elimination Chamber with John Cena, starting at 7. So I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go do a quick workout, and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch John Cena. So I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.